Welcome to breathtaking Coorg. Nature, culture and adventure like nowhere else. This is a land famous for its coffee, honey and pepper, all of which are said to be world-class. This little bit of paradise is India's oldest coffee-growing region and one of the world's foremost biodiversity hotspots. Coorg's rainforests are mothers to many rivers. Here in this rising and falling all-green landscape lives one of India's most colourful races, the Coorgs or Kodavas. In origin, looks, dress and behaviour, they have long been considered very different from their neighbours. Some of India's finest army officers and sportsmen have come from this rugged and beautiful land. The Coorg warriors of old are today a very large-hearted and hospitable lot. The doors of their homestays have been thrown open for visitors. Of course, there are resorts and hotels to meet every budget too, and adventure activity for the thrill seekers. Madikeri means a clean town. It's also called Markara by the old-timers, as that's how the British pronounced it. It is the district headquarters of Coorg and is located 1,270 meters and the surroundings even more so. Temple is at the confluence of three sacred rivers. The three rivers are Kaveri, Kanike and Sujyoti. The three are believed to be sisters, and Sujyoti, going by legend, is invisible and flows underground. The temple here is an ancient one and pilgrims visit after a ritual bath in the Sangama. Bhaganda Rishi is said to have lived here, thus the name Bhagamandala. After you visit Bhagamandala, drive on to misty and magical Talakaveri. Misty Talakaveri. This sacred spot is in a sense the roof of spiritual South India. An 8-kilometer drive uphill from Bhagamandala brings you here. There are many legends woven around this place. Ancient tales of how the goddess Kaveri came to be born here and how she became the patron goddess of the Coorg people. The river gives sustenance to the people of 2 southern states and is considered sacred all over the country. On your way back, don't rush, but stop at the viewpoint to savor the sights and sounds of Mother Nature at her best. While you're in Coorg, do shop for the produce that it is famous for: honey, cardamom, and black pepper. Iruppu Falls, 8 kilometers from Kutta in South Coorg. The river Lakshmana Tirtha gushes down a steep hillside for 170 feet as the Iruppu Falls. It is believed that Lakshmana, the brother of Lord Rama, shot an arrow into the ground to create this river. The lush beauty of this region brings visitors from all over. Close to the falls is a quaint, tiled-roofed temple. The Shivalinga here is believed to have been installed by Lord Rama himself. Coorg has many areas considered reserve forests, and Nagarahole is probably the best-known national park in the state of Karnataka. The people here, once great hunters, have become fierce conservationists. Like in all forests, the langur monkeys and chital deer collaborate to provide an early warning system against predators. In Coorg, when it rains, it pours. Driving in a jeep through forests or estates is a very typical Coorg experience. Here's your chance to drive through Jungle Book. The Kaveri flows swiftly here around an island. Cross the bridge over the river and you arrive at a deer park and play area called Kaveri Nisargadhama. Visitors in their hundreds enjoy the deer park and the open, green surroundings. If you plan to visit Coorg with children, do make Kaveri Nisargadhama part of your plans. There are many cottages here that cater to families and other groups. Visitors to Coorg stop at Bailkuppe because hidden here is a beautiful Buddhist way of life. The first resident of the serene estate was the Reverend Richter, an early missionary who came to Coorg. Frequented by visitors from abroad, especially the UK, the bungalow is a fine example of the colonial architecture found in Coorg. Typical of colonial design, the school estate bungalow was created to allow nature in and not keep her out. The plush European ambience merges with the rustic and robust Coorg one to create an unusual effect.
Here we are at school estate. Our home was the first occupant of our home was Reverend Richter, one of the early missionaries who came during the colonial days. And he stayed at school estate, and the name of our estate is called school estate because it used to maintain the first English-speaking school, which was started at Madikeri, which is a central school. And after Reverend Richter left, it was bought up by my father-in-law, the Kanstanta Kushalappa, and here we've been here since the last 100 years. Then a few English farmers dropped by, and they thought it would be the perfect place to come and enjoy the flavor of Coorg. And so since the last 8 years, we've been having guests from all over Europe, especially the UK, where people follow history.
Wake up to the smell of coffee and to the joys of life on the estates. A stress-free way of life, lived close to nature. Pure air, peace and quiet. Wander around a coffee estate, take in the pepper vines, coffee blossoms, and the coffee berries.